Hola. Today on the show, I'm in conversation with Ashley, who is a professional horseback rider from France. Together with her partner Quentin, they came up with the brilliant plan of combining their passion for horseback riding with their love for cycling. They created a non-profit organization called OnSal, which basically means to mount a saddle. And through this organization, they promote sustainable travel such as horseback riding and cycling, getting out in the nature and pushing your physical limits. So the journey started in January 2019 from France with the aim to cycle up all the way up till Indonesia and along the way discovering all of their dream horseback trekking destinations. So let's meet Ashley and find out more about this incredible journey. So hi Ashley, welcome to Roadbenders. Thank you so much for joining us on the show and taking the time out to share your experiences with us.
Thanks for having me.
Started your long distance cycling journey last year, that is in January 2019. So could you tell us a little bit more about your journey, the purpose behind it, and about your association?
Yeah, so with my partner Quentin, last year in January, we left Provence, we left the south of France on bicycle, and that all came from this idea that we wanted to go for a long trip. We wanted to travel. We didn't want to take airplanes. We're both very environmentally conscious, we like to think. And I'm a lifelong horseback rider. I competed internationally, and it's kind of my thing. I wanted to ride horses, which is quite complicated for crossing borders, and traveling with horses is like having a baby, except it can't talk and you have to find somewhere really big to keep it at night. So we made a compromise, and we decided we would cycle to places where we dreamed to ride horses, which is how we left France on bicycles. We spent last winter cycling through the Mediterranean, and then last spring and summer we prepared a 800-kilometer horse trek from the south to the north of Albania. And we finished that near the middle of summer, and we kept going and cycled through the Balkans, through Bulgaria, Greece. We did Turkey this winter, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and most recently Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan until things got put on hold because of this virus.
Wow. So you told me about this association and the purpose for you riding through. So could you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so I guess after the horse trek, we kind of proved to ourselves that we liked traveling this way, and that, maybe can share this with other people and encourage other people to travel without cars or without planes or things like that. So we created a nonprofit association, which has for its goal to obviously promote this kind of travel, but also promote challenging yourself physically and exploring other cultures. And one thing that we're planning to do with the association is to loan out equipment. So, for example, the horse trekking equipment is quite expensive, and people that maybe want to do their own horse trek, if you haven't got $3,000 in your pocket to buy the gear, then maybe you won't do it. So one of the goals we want to do is encourage people to do their own trips and help facilitate it if we can.
Awesome, that's wonderful. Okay, so for your long distance journey, you chose to ride a bike. So how has that changed the way you look at life?
Well, like I told you, I don't know how much it changed the way I look at life, but it definitely confirmed a few things for me. One of them is that people just generally are good. If you meet, for more than 1 year of travel, we've probably met 2 people that we were like, don't really like that person. So generally, it is confirmed for me that people are good, and maybe I've learned, or it's really driven home the point that people in other countries are not their government. I mean, what you see on the news about a country is never, I mean, it has yet to be what the country is actually like. So that's been really nice and I guess broadening of I don't know, connectiveness between humans.
Right. So you were cycling in Uzbekistan, and that's when your journey was cut short, and you had to come back. So what is the plan from here? So once the conditions get better, so what is the plan?
It really depends on when things get better. So right now we know we're in this pause spot for the next month or so, which is fine because we were actually really rushed to get everything ready for this horse trek. So now we have all this time to prepare a documentary and work on our Russian. But so if the borders open before the middle of May, we'll be back in Central Asia, pick up our bikes. We'll have to hurry, but we'll still buy the horses and still do the whole trek, normally. The whole thing is based around how much grass there is. Because unlike a bike, you have to feed a horse. So if the summer comes and it's really, really hot, there's no grass for the horses, so we'll have to push it to next year. In which case, if we have to push it to next year, then we push it to next year. We go spend the winter in Central Asia and we do some, crazy weekend trips with our bikes up in the mountains and just explore a little bit more.
That's nice. I sure hope that happens really soon for you. So, you rode for almost a year continuously. So, during this long journey, what were the high points?
I think you're going to laugh because most of the high points are campsites. I think that goes to say, I really like the end of the day and I like to just, get in my tent and sleep. But definitely a lot of the high points are related to the connections we made with people we met. The bikes really offer an entryway into people's lives that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise. If you're traveling by car, you're way less likely to get invited to share coffee with someone or come home with someone, share a meal. So I think some of the high points, definitely some campsites, like in Cappadocia. It's kind of one of those things you want to check off, like waking up to the balloons. It's magic. It's definitely worth it. And another high point, maybe sleeping in the caves in Matera in Italy, which you're definitely not allowed to do, and I don't recommend it if you're, I absolutely recommend it if you're kind of not afraid of getting caught. We didn't get caught. It was awesome. Totally, best campsite. But you're not allowed to.
Okay.
And maybe cycling in north of Turkey in the middle of winter. It was minus 10 during the day. It was very cold. So that was a high point just because we didn't die.
Okay. So, what according to you is the secret to paddling long distances?
Definitely just listen to, it's your trip. So if you feel like you're not having fun or you feel like there's really something wrong with your body, take a break. If after 3 weeks you're I hate this rhythm, change your rhythm. Listen to your body and yourself and your mind. I mean, you're not out there to prove anything to anyone but maybe yourself. And even then, you might surprise yourself. That's my advice.
Right.
And go to a mechanic. If you're not a gearhead, like go to a mechanic before your chain is broken. Go to a mechanic. Be proactive about these things.
True. Can you share any one memorable incident that you remember from your journey?
Incident just sounds like there's a caper in there. What? I can't remember what I told you in the email, but I'll think of a good one. I think. Can I share a horse incident?
Sure.
That one, it's not a cycling one, but it was probably the most memorable thing that happened to us. We were up in the mountains. Basically, Albania, in the interior of it, is just mountains. And we came down like out of we crossed a river. There was like the bridge had been washed away like 10 years ago. We show up in this little village, and it starts pouring down rain. We're like, this is just miserable. This is not fun. We can't. There's not like, where can we even go? We're in the middle of nowhere. And some locals invited us they let us camp like in the old police station and put our horses out back. And so we went to bed at like 7 p.m. We were dead. And maybe 9 p.m. this truck rumbles past. Like the whole building shakes. And I go outside to see what it is, because how is this big of a truck up in the mountains? And the whole village, which is about 10 families, is outside. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? And obviously I don't speak Albanian, because it's just not a language that many people speak if you're not Albanian. And so this woman walks up to me and starts speaking in perfect French in the middle of the Albanian mountains. That there was an earthquake. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Did I understand? It's okay, it happens a lot. We're just going to stay out here, and let's go check on your horses, then you can go back to sleep. Okay, fine. So we did that, and I go back to sleep, and maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I hear a truck again, but like I'm exhausted, so I don't move. And then I hear voices for the next 2 hours, and come to find out the next morning that like this family, there had been another earthquake, and they came outside, and they just basically sat vigil around the building where we were sleeping to make sure that another bad earthquake didn't come, and they could get us out. They were so insistent on letting us sleep that they sat around the building. They stayed awake all night so that we could sleep in case there was another earthquake. And I was just shocked. Like, who does that for someone they don't know?
That's really sweet.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I'll have to listen, because...
Good.
That's true. So for this long journey that you took up, which was the cycle that you were riding?
So I'll quickly say the cycle that Quentin is riding, because I'll bring it back up later. He's on a Trek 520, which is an American-made, like, typical traveler's bike. So if you have like a little bit of money to spend on a traveler's bike, definitely that one. But I have some friends that have a bike shop in Bordeaux, and they rebuilt me like it's a French brand, a Sun Simp. So it was a mountain bike frame, and then we put a bunch of gravel stuff on it. And I love it because it didn't break the bank, and I can kind of treat it like a little bit rougher than maybe you can an expensive bike.
So which one would you recommend to beginners?
Yeah, so Quentin's bike, this Trek 520, I recommend it. The only things that I don't love, and I mean, he could probably tell you more about that, is it has disc brakes. What I really like about my bike is that everything is really low tech. I mean, I have like cantilever brakes, I have just 7 gears, everything's like just old, basic, standard, Shimano, not complicated, easy to fix. If you're a beginner and you're not a gearhead, just go with something easy. Like, don't get a weird size tire, don't get there's like a new gear thing, and just stay with simple stuff.
Yeah, because it's easy to find replacements if you break anything.
Yes.